Kenny, now you've had your chance to get all your matches under your belt before we start properly, how do you sit now as a coach?
Oh, ready, I suppose. Ready for the season, and it's that time of the year. Everyone's just desperate to get into round one, I suppose. And we've come out of the last couple of weeks with some things to still work on, clearly, and plenty to still do.
Positives out of today?
Oh, look, there's a number of them. I think the fact that we were able to come back again. The negative is we started slow, but I think after quarter time, I think it went to about 15 goals to 8 or 9. So we're quite dominant in the last 3 quarters. That's the positive. The negative is we started too slow.
How do you explain the clearances? How do you explain the differential there?
Well, I think the other part about the clearances is that we had an advantage in the hit-outs. Yeah. But there was I think that's a little bit of the boys' mindset as much as anything, is that, we give credit to St Kilda and Richo and the boys because, they were desperate to smack in a bit and win their own ball and handle the pressure a bit better than we did, and we just didn't quite embrace the pressure of today's game, and especially early.
Is that because it was a trial match? Are you confident you can switch that on when?
No, I'm not. I'm certainly not confident that can just happen. I think it's something you have to keep at all the time. But it does happen in games of football, and we won't be the it won't be the first time probably. But we just need to make sure that we understand the risk you take when you put yourself in that position. It makes it a hard game.
Jarman was pretty impressive again. What did you make of his game?
Yeah, I thought Jarman and even Tommy Cleary, to stand up beside Nick Rewald a couple of times and compete with him, and I thought Jarman done some really strong things. I thought the whole, the back line together over the last 3 or 4 weeks without Jacko and Bobby there have been pretty strong, so I was pleased with what they were able to do.
Good chance to play, first round?
Jarman, Tommy. Oh, look, I think everyone that played today is a good chance to play. There's, that's why they're there. It's the last game of the year, so for the trial season, it gives you a chance. If you're out there today, you're a chance to play round one.
Yep. Ken, obviously, Alan's inside knowledge of your team, even though you continue to evolve your game plan, how much did that help them, do you reckon, to get a couple of the leads they had?
Look, I think their intent probably got as much an advantage as anything else. I think if you watched the game a little bit, there was times I reckon both sides were playing a bit similar type of footy, and whoever had the ball a bit, there was a bit of same going on, and our boys recognised that out there too. So that's great. I mean, Richo was involved with us when we were getting our stuff together. He's got his own philosophies and thoughts on football, so they were able to bring them out there today. Certainly some knowledge. It helps a little bit, but it doesn't help that much. It's you a lot of times know what sides are doing, but you actually got to stop it. And that's what he was able to get some of that going today, and we were able to get some going in the last half.
Injury-wise, a couple of blokes a little sore. Matty White.
Yeah, Matty got a knock on the knee. I think I'm not sure, but I think it'll be okay. But Paul Stewart hurt his calf. He'll be in some doubt. There's no doubt. And I think there's a couple others. Amori got a bit of a whack to his shoulder, and I think Youngie the same. So, but otherwise, look, I think Paul would be the one that would be in some doubt.
Just on Trengove and Schultz and a couple that didn't play today, how are they tracking for round one?
Yeah, look, they'll be available. We'll get the choice to select them, and that obviously we've got to make that decision yet. We haven't made that yet, but Trengove, Carlisle, Schultz and Gray will all be available for round one, which is, from where I sit, is a pretty positive thing to have that type of quality ready to come back into your side.
Club obviously announced last night Ollie Wines re-signed for a couple of years. How much of a leader is he around the club?
I think you've seen today, Ollie's pretty important to us, and he's grown as a footballer again in this pre-season. I think he's become a better footballer again, and he's certainly important. But he's one part of an important team, I hope, and that's what Ollie would like to think he is. He's part of the team, and that's exactly what he does.
So, do you see him as a natural leader?
I think his actions will demonstrate leadership quite a lot, but that's the way he plays his game of football. That's a natural thing for him.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kenny.